Yeah, I'd never really do poems on here. I've usually just my guitar stuff, but I've got a poem for you here. I wrote this yesterday and today, man. Once you see the difference between dark and light, and you've started to feel the difference between death and life, and you start to question if some things you see are right, there is no return without haunting your mind once you've been this side. Life will never be all bliss once you've done your healing, because there's no truth at all without your feeling. Because I'd rather be alive than be a lie. Yeah, you've got to survive, but there's no living if you're blind. So when I stumble into the darkness, open my eyes, churn my stomach with guilt and an admission when I'm not always right. Show me the way through a journey, my demons, my fears. I can't afford to not be strong enough to face it. If I'm not ready now, then I'll never be ready. Push the truth into my soul, even if it feels too much. Maybe I've got to go through all this to know that I'm living. Life's only ever easy when you're not learning that the things we've been doing have been causing our own ruin. It's not like we should really feel guilty about this in the first place, because we've been brought up to believe that this is normal, this rat race. We're told things, but do we really feel them, see them, and experience the energy that creates a connection and makes us see the bigger picture and a love for all nature? The love for a mother and its children, no matter what animal, and the love for the land and every form of life that it inhabits. Some say they don't want to know, it's just too much for them to feel. Well, I want to know because I want my life to be real. So real, in fact, that I might once in a while get depressed or a bit of anxiety. So what? I'm normal, and when I'm not feeling the darkness or the thoughtlessness or the meaninglessness, then I'm often celebrating life. Well, I try anyway, but still go out my way to do and say the best I can to allow me this space to leave this rat race, this maze, this craze that wastes my days and tries to get me to actually believe that dogs don't dream and that fish have no feelings. And that a mother pig doesn't cry and suffer when her children are stolen to be another part of production, as if we deny that they function as a living being. Is this a dream or some kind of nightmare? And do you dare to swallow your pride and admit from inside that we've been lied to? Don't hide, because there's no point in running. Rude boys are gunning as if they actually believe that they need some sense of power to fulfill their sense of self-esteem. Some even brag about selling their soul to the devil as if they've found some sense of power from a non-existent being. There's no dreams in nothingness. How can we be free? If we deny our existence is like the roots of a tree that you can't always see but actually makes us connected. But are we infected with a virus that tells us that this is all we can be? There seems to be no TV station or corporation that feel they can profit from the promotion of true unity. We know if they cared, if this way was fair, we'd have the space to grow, but no, it's hard in this poverty, and then we believe that our limits are our actual own body. If we fail to see that as a society, that what affects someone we've never even met can down the line affect you and me. It's just too easy to slate and hate whilst believing we are so great. But what if your fate was also a disappointing story? We live in a world where we call it tolerance, but what if selfish and desperate mentalities are caused by our own ignorance? The more we deny and close our eyes, the more we somehow get surprised that people end up in the position they're in. Drug addiction, crime, I guess it's all fine when you have your pride, but there seems to be another side of this story that makes people fall, when as a community we do nothing at all. How can people really be angry while simply letting it grow, and be willing players of the game with those running the show? And once we've fooled ourselves to say that those with more privilege actually have more power, then we've already let our mind be willingly controlled by another program. You don't have to be a politician or a president to change the world around you. Do you actually believe that we are so small and weak that there's nothing we can do? In an ever-changing world with an ever-changing fate, if you were born into this world, then you were born to create. Born to question and to seek inspiration that leads us to one day see through the illusion that we've got to this point by taking all that we can. We're part of this planet, but we only see man. As if time don't exist and the earth don't turn round. As if we're blind to the landscape and we're deaf to the sound. As if this very moment we're in has always happened before. The whole earth is living. Does this mean nothing at all? So when you fall and find it hard to see it all, wake up, shake up and use your consciousness to mutate your genetic makeup. Recreate yourself, improve yourself, and don't base your reality from anybody else. Don't believe limits that others try to set in your head. If they're still acting toxic, then they're still living dead. And those that have never really had to face themselves and believe they've been perfect have never cried out for help. Sometimes in this game you have to feel pain to know what love is and to know what love ain't. We've all made mistakes, but sometimes it takes a sacred desire to take ourselves higher, value our worth and value this earth, and to reconnect with the energies of this universe. Once you've truly been shown that you're not on your own, then you nurture that seed and over time it has grown. No one said it was easy when all that you feel, but you are awake when this shit is real.